In you being employed in your career at the moment,
Yeah.
did you notice a pattern whereby I think you mentioned that obviously there's not as many BME therapists.
Yeah.
So was you discriminated against, as in maybe elevated to levels where because you're black, you're given a more beneficial chance of getting jobs, or was
Quite
it
the opposite.
really?
To be honest, quite the opposite. I think, typically universities are, institutions that have been dominated by white people, and therefore, I suppose how does one put this?
Drop the thing, man.
How does one put this? It's the same struggles. Being typically being a black person, it's harder to get jobs. That's just across the board.
Okay.
So if you can imagine being in trying to get a job in an institution that is already dominated heavily by white middle class people, that is a hurdle in itself. One thing that I noticed and I've consistently noticed is that as a black woman, to connect with as an employee, to be able to connect with a team of maybe white middle class people requires me to maybe act differently.
Okay.
I maybe have to talk about my personal life in a little bit more depth than I would like to, just to be able to connect with some people.
Really?
Yeah. And as a result of that proves challenging.
Good.
So was that a learning curve for you, actually stepping into those roles to start learning how to deal with the different types of, I guess, office culture?
Office culture, office environments, massively. It was a big shift.
So how did you deal with that, learning a different skill set?
How did I deal with that? That's a really good question, because I think being okay with myself, I think, was the first part, because being okay with being different, and accepting that and thinking it's okay to actually put myself as Sherene out there to people, and that is acceptable, was the first part, because I typically felt that I needed to fit in with, the cultures that were there. When I said I'm talking about working with middle class people, I wouldn't see myself as middle class. So when I'm hearing the conversations of, the cleaner that came on the weekend and she didn't do this and she didn't do that, I'm like, hey, cleaner, I'm that one at home. That is me. Or hearing, I went to the south of France for the weekend, and you're hearing things, and it's like, what did you do on the weekend?
I went raving.
I just
went Bromley.
Bouncing Catford still. Market.
Exactly. So there was a lot of that. I'm not like my life is very different, and that proved really difficult. But being okay with that, I think, was the first step, and then also realizing you can connect with people on different levels.
Definitely.